So who was Mr. Duncan Hines? Now, you might be thinking cake mix, brownies. By the way, some new cool brownies that need to be made. Or maybe just saw the name passing on a grocery store shelf. Well, I am here in Bowling Green, Kentucky at the home of the one and only, the real Duncan Hines. But before his name was ever recognized for a cake mix, it was this man who was putting America on a plate. And today, we're going to follow Mr. Duncan Hines on his way to eat across America. Woo. Hold on. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? What's it going to be? Well, let me tell you something. We've got a lot of great letters here and a lot of great guidance, and it has brought us to an exciting place today. So we're talking about Mr. Duncan Hines. Mr. Duncan Hines was a traveling salesman whose home was right here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So one of our first little notes here from somebody that knew that we were going to be traveling over here today said, if he were here today, what would he have us to order? Well, that's a really good question. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out for ourselves a place that we think Mr. Duncan Hines might have walked into and frequented maybe a few times. We've got a pretty good idea. So we're going to let you go with us on that as well. Now, Mr. Duncan Hines was born here in the 1880s, and his travels as a salesman put him all across America on various roads. So in the process of his travels, he developed a journal where he would rate and recommend various restaurants and hotels along the way. So he was the original influencer before there was ever Yelp, before there was Google review, before there was any kind of smartphone or any type of five-star rating system. It was Mr. Duncan Hines who interviewed the folks and could tell others who asked where to go and maybe where not to go. He kind of became the recommendation guy. Matter of fact, some businesses had on their door where you walk up to them, it would say, recommended by Duncan Hines. Pretty interesting. So this kind of became a cultural situation, but he was, long before there was influence, he was the influencer. And so he's helped to influence today's episode and our trip together. So thanks for coming along. Come along and let's go have lunch somewhere. So here in Duncan Hines' hometown, we have chosen a restaurant that we feel like he certainly would have frequented and probably even rated. Now, the restaurant behind me, the Waffle House, was actually started in Georgia back in the 1950s by a fellow named Roger Sr. and Tom Faulkner. These fellows started a restaurant that they wanted to build around the community feel, where friends and neighbors could gather together and feel friendly and neighborly, and yet have a consistent breakfast or lunch. And it's still the same today. So as we go inside, we're going to look at a couple of things here that the Magic Travel Box has directed us and guided us that we feel like would be kind of the way that Mr. Duncan Hines himself would have rated things. So first of all, is it local? Yeah, it's local. It's regional now too, but is it local? Number two, is it good? Well, we're fixing to find out again. And number three, would you be happy to tell somebody else about it? Well, come on with us, passengers, and let's go find out. So by the 1950s, Mr. Duncan Hines had already been traveled the country and put together and compiled quite a list of approved locations. Now, 1955, when the Waffle House comes online, it is set to build a community within a community. And it still has that vibe and feel today. And why not, while we're here, order what they're most famous for? the waffle. Matter of fact, the crew is going to enjoy that. Now, let's follow a couple of things here. And this actually puts us in an exact position where Mr. Duncan Hines would have understood the assignment, and there's no doubt about it. Part of understanding the assignment is for you and I to understand the assignment, and a couple of items here that are worth notating. Now here's what you do. You choose a meal, shows you our waffles, and then you don't just eat it, you make it fun. Let's divide it into categories. Now old Zeke's over here, and his go-to is bacon and cheese omelet and waffle, but not just waffle. And Landon has his cheese omelet and his waffles. Okay, so we're going to kind of divide this up into a little bit of not just a challenge for us, but we're going to rate it. Taste, what does it taste like? 1 to 5. And they'll tell us in just a minute. Now what you need to do is, have you ever been to Waffle House? Or if you're looking at the meal, what do you think? We're going to rate the eggs, omelet, I got over medium, we'll rate that 1 to 5. And then value, nobody can beat Waffle House value. So I can already tell you already, they're going to rate pretty high on the scale. But what's near you? What's your go-to when it's not Waffle House? And some would argue, well, Waffle House is a chain. But Waffle House didn't start as a chain. It just got popular because of its model of business in serving the local community and just serving simple, down-home, easy to access food. Now, got a little letter here. It says as follows: Dear passenger, if you could recommend, of course we're in Duncan Hines territory. That's Bowling Green, Kentucky we're visiting today. If you could recommend one place in your area, where would you send them to? Well, in our area directly, or where we are today, there's a few available this afternoon time for us, and most of the other local breakfast house close by mid-afternoon, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So I would recommend you come hang out with us. But I have tons of recommendations other than that. But what about you? What do you recommend in your local community or surrounding community? Now, here's one for you, and this is a continue to ask from one of our readers knowing today's assignment. Where would you eat if you could only eat one meal? Where would you go eat for the day? Tell us in the comments section below where that would be in your community and what it would be. Now for us, for our crew, our gentlemen, I think we would agree barbecues where we would go eat, and there's few barbecue in Middle Tennessee and the greater Nashville area that are must go to. I'll send you a list of them when you come in town, but Peg Leg Porker, our good buddy Jack's in Nashville, those are some good ones. And we'll visit them more while we're on the road. Now we told you we're headed out to Route 66 in just a few weeks. Got some recommendations for the route between Chicago, yes ma'am, the route between Chicago all the way to Tulsa. Got any recommendations? Send them to us, share them with us. We'd like to share it with you and our review of the restaurant as well. And what about some exciting things to see along the way? Give us some recommendations. We've got a great lineup, but we want you to be part of it in addition to that. Would like to say to our viewers, thank you for your nice comments, and thank you for all of the great recommendations you've given us thus far. We really appreciate that. As we move toward our Route 66, there will be other opportunities to connect with us. So make sure to stay connected, like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff if you're along for the ride. Now, let me put the Duncan Hines test. First of all, we'll ask it again. Is it local? Yeah, originally it's local. It's a national chain. Now, is it good? Yeah, it's good because it's easy and it's simple. Matter of fact, so good, both Zeke and Landon have already cleaned up half of theirs. So it's good. Would you tell somebody else to stop here? Yeah, in a pinch. I mean, it's not fine dining, it's just dining, right? One more rate while we have Mr. Duncan Hines kind of watching over with us. The toast, which some of them don't have the raisin toast, but hey, let's give it a shot. Buried in butter, can never go wrong like that. I like it. Out of a 10, I'll go 8, easy. I'm good. So all in all, travel box included, we're going to give our experience today an 8. Now, if you ask about the overall, the atmosphere is wonderful because it's cozy and it takes you back to the safe place of the 1950s and the family and the community and all that good stuff. The food is meant to be food for travelers, so it's not gourmet, but it's good. And of course the flavor and the atmosphere and all that together, we'll give it a good solid 8, right fellas? Good. So yeah, now let's hear how you rate your local. So we've had a great day, not just following the path of Mr. Duncan Hines, who ends up being the first foodie influencer long before social media and YouTube channels and all that good stuff, but here with the ride, we've had the privilege right here on the railroad coming through Bowling Green, Kentucky to connect with a really tremendous gentleman. Damon Williams, thank you for being so awesome today and letting us be a part of this.
Of course, thank you guys for coming. We're always happy to have anyone interested in railroad history, anything with trains at all involved, coming down here. I'm personally part of a model railroad club myself, so I'm always happy to meet anyone like you guys.
That is so awesome. Now you got a great story because now the car we're in now, what year is the car that we're in now?
So these cars, this is known as an RPO car, meaning Railroad Post Office car. So these were built around the 1920s. The history for them is that around that time, during around the 1800s or so, most railroads didn't actually have enough space on their schedules for designated mail trains, since there are occupied passenger and freight services.
Sure.
So they actually had to correspond with the postal services. Didn't have any other way other than horseback back then. So the two companies were able to build wooden cars similar to this one, and they were able to get the mail around. They called it mail on the fly. That's a railroad term because they couldn't stop at each station, so they'd reach out with a hook to grab the mail bag and swing it back to the mail cars. And something very special about my personal history with this car is that on my dad's side of the family, not only did my great-grandfather do this work while he was still alive, this was the very last car he ever worked in traveling on the railroad. This is car number 1107, and he was the majority of his time a mail carrier in this car. He would grab out the mail. He'd be able to sort over 600 letters going to each state, city, and county while traveling on the main line. So it was very hard work, and I'm very proud to be part of that history.
Oh, you should be. And he would have had no way of knowing at that time, just somewhere down the family line, you'd still be represented in this car. That's just tremendous.
It's beautiful. It's one of the many miracles of this world, and definitely one of the highlights of me getting to work here. Not only at a dream job of me having a passion for trains, but also getting to meet so many amazing people like you guys.
Sure. Well, we appreciate it. And what I really appreciate among the many things you've represented today is your love for things that are not of the present day and generation, your knowledge of them and your love of them. So quickly share, what is your personal philosophy? Why? I mean, you could work anywhere in the world. You could go anywhere in the world, but you're doing this and you love it and it conveys. So why do you love yesterday items and why do you love this?
Because railroads are a big part of Americana history.
Sure.
It's the backbone for a lot of the things we have today, and there are a lot of important people that we should be trying to remember and thankful for building the backbone of America and the world and lives that we have today. It would not be the way it would be without the railroad. There are many things you can learn from the past, and part of your family may even be an important part of that past, like I learned as well personally. today. There are so many things you can find that are deeply buried that a lot of people don't talk about anymore. And a lot of things, like you said before, they deserve to be talked about.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that we don't talk about in media, those are the things that should sometimes be put in the forefront. And it's just very, very special to me. That's a passion that I get to tell people about that every day.
Super. And what a great way to create a new relationship now on a train car that probably created thousands of relationships on its way up and down the rail through the day. Man, you've been great, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And go subscribe to their channel.
Hey, you heard him here on The Ride. And when you get into Bowling Green, Kentucky, stop by and see our friend. So I'm here at the Railroad Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and we're actually in the Duncan Hines dining car. That's what they call it. By some of the original furniture is actually where I'm standing. But you know what I like about the Duncan Hines story? Not just that he was a traveling salesman, not just that he was a chef or because he owned a couple of restaurants, but he became important and really became an important figure in his generation because he noticed, he paid attention, he remembered. And when he found something good, he told people about it. Now this might be a little old-fashioned, but maybe it's time that we get back to spending a little bit more time noticing things and telling good things about what we're noticing. Good food, good people, good places, good conversations, because sometimes the best things in life aren't what everybody's talking about, they're what everybody's not talking about. So when we notice them, we become the hero. So, would Duncan Hines rate and recommend the ride experience? Well, I kind of feel like it would. What do you think? If you feel like it would, just like it, share it in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Again, we appreciate hearing from each of you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Ride and all of our social media channels. I think the final answer is yes, Duncan Hines would love it. And while we're at it, would he love the tour here of the rail station? I believe he would. So if you're looking for interesting travels, interesting journeys, and you want to be a part of it with us, a passenger, then don't forget the travel box. Send us a message, let us know what you'd like to see, and let us know what episode you'd like to see coming up. Now, speaking of the travel box, I've got an assignment for you moving toward the next episode. So here's your assignment. The local restaurant in your area, the local hangout, like Mr. Duncan Hines would have attended just to review. What is it? Tell us a little bit about it. Maybe take some pictures while you're there, review it while you're there, and let us know what it's like, what's the vibe like. It may not be a famous place, but it could be a favorite one for you, and tell us why somebody would choose that local hangout in your part of the country or in your part of the world. So Duncan Hines has taught us all a lesson today, and Duncan Hines was doing what he'd love to do, and I think what we all should do, and we try to do it here on The Ride, and that is helping travelers find a place worth getting off the road for. So until next time, friends, keep your eyes open, keep your friends close, and every now and then, take the long way home.
Life is like a mountain railroad with an engineer so brave. We must make the run successful from the cradle to the grave. Watch the curve, watch the hills and the trestle, never fall to never fail. Keep your eyes upon the throttle.